Hi, this is Jordan Tate, answering to a few of your questions. Are you ready? So, question number one, how long does it take to write a book? Well, it depends on the book and the subject. Sometimes the idea of a book grows in my head for months and matures with me before I actually start writing it. For example, for White Gold, I started writing it in January. I was very inspired by the subject, which I'd been thinking of for months before started writing the actual novel. I wanted it to be a movie. First, I think I already told you this, and I finished the book 4 months later. Question number two, when did you write your first book, and how old were you? Well, I wrote my first book, Shudders, in 2005, I think. Yeah, that's right, 2005. Shudders, which is still available on Amazon and I think other libraries around the world, is a collection of dark short stories featuring the most famous monsters of cinema and in literature. You have Dracula, the Wolfman, the devil, all kinds of demons and ghosts, but also some sweeter and melancholic stories, like the short story Beauty of the Heart, which revolves around John Merrick, the Elephant Man. Many readers like to tell me about that story because they moved them a lot, and it's one of my favorites too. How old I was in 2005? Well, you decide. What do you like to do when you're not writing? Acting, creating, taking photos, everything revolving around creation makes me feel alive. And I need that. I think I'm an artist of art. I have always been. What was one of the most surprising things you learned in creating your books? My dark side. Do you hear from your readers much, and what kinds of things do they say? I do. I often post screenshots, of their messages on my Instagram, on my website. And most of the time, They ask me where do I get the ideas for my books, for my screenplays, and how much of my own personal experiences I put in them. Also, they tell me the books made them travel to places or they relate to some of my characters, and these are the best compliments a writer can get. And also, what are you writing next? Of course. What do you think makes a good story? When people relate to the characters and the story. When it feels true. Even when it's a fantasy or a horror story, the characters must be grounded in reality. I enjoy developing their past, adding issues, orders that everyone go through in real life so they can get attached to the characters and want to follow them, want to know what will happen to them. As a child, what did you want to do when you grew up? Being a writer, an artist, and an actress. Is White Gold based on a personal experience? There is a lot of me in White Gold. The female lead, Della, is very close to me. I speak about her love for animals, the way she reacts when she loses her father. Most of the feelings are described in the book are those I felt for the months that followed my father's. A desire to keep on living, but also to avenge her father. I must say, his character very much. She's grounded, but also wants to escape pain, ordeals. I believe we all want to escape something someday. And I think that's why writers write, actors act, and play roles. And I think readers and audiences follow their work for the same reason. How much of you is there in your characters and books? A lot, especially in White Gold, as I already stated, but a lot in all my characters actually. I realized about that recently, and one thing I love seeing is seeing my close friends reading one of my books and smiling, thinking I'm actually speaking of myself or my own feelings because they know me very well. I believe writing a book mostly is a kind of therapy for many writers. will write the adaptation of White God if turned into a film. Me, I hope. White God is a very, very dear story of mine, especially because I put so much of myself and my own feelings in it. So I can't imagine anyone but myself turning this story, this book, into a film, into a screenplay, which I already said was my first wish for a story. I wanted it to be a movie. Are you working on a new book? Yes, I am. Always. Any film project for 2021? I participated in Tom Grove documentary, The Legend of King Kong, which revolves around the creature beyond my passion for film and behind my vocation, King Kong. So I'm very happy to be surrounded by a great cast of other King Kong enthusiasts, people who, like me, were inspired to become artists thanks to Miriam Cooper's creature and creation. You can see me in the trailer posted on Instagram and on Tom's page on YouTube. And the complete film will be available in the winter and on online platforms, I think. As for other film projects, it's too soon to mention them. You know, artists are superstitious.